Hello there guys, my name is Vasilia and today I want to have a little discussion. I've had this kind of discussion with Xbox and I've kind of pretty much explained how I feel about the console. Time has passed and I still feel pretty much the same about Xbox. But this video is not about Xbox, it's more about PlayStation and how they're managing stuff down here right now is affecting the gamers. In long term, if they do not change, they will lose their reputation. And when you look back at it, PlayStation 4's reputation is what getting PlayStation 5 sold at the moment. No other gaming company, maybe other than Nintendo, up and down, has came close to creating games like PlayStation. As in, we know all the story about Xbox, they pretty much produced nothing during Xbox One era. When you look back at it, this is what the reason why people still buying PlayStation, because they have that trust. But when you actually lose that trust with your business decisions, it's gonna get you in hotcakes and you're gonna lose your reputation. And your reputation actually matters because within 10 years, with all the publishers Microsoft is buying, you're gonna have more competition. And I want more competition because PlayStation's being cocky. Let's just say that. But before we get into it, please do like and subscribe. It really does matter. And do comment if you agree or disagree, which is fine. There's going to be a lot of people disagreeing, there's going to be a lot of people agreeing, but none of the console war bullshit. But yeah, let's go on the first topic of the video. Sony PlayStation being cocky. Cockiness is dangerous. When you are winning your console wars and when you see no competition coming close to you, you do not care. And this is the reason why competition is very important. When you have a company selling their consoles like hotcakes, regardless of, you know, advertisements or game announcements they make, and when you have your competition who produces and releases more game than you and advertises the fuck out of it and they still don't sell, there is a problem here. Have you guys heard about the story of a rabbit and a turtle where they race? The story pretty much concerns a rabbit who ridicules a slow-moving turtle. And for context, the rabbit, let's just say it's PlayStation, and turtle, let's just say it's Xbox. What is it? The rabbit's ignorant behavior, the turtle challenges him to a race. The hare soon leaves the turtle behind and, confident of winning, takes a nap midway through the race. By this way, the turtle wins. Do you see the correlation here? Sony is currently winning. There is no doubt in it. They're selling a lot of consoles, a lot of, you know, their services. They're getting a lot of money compared to Xbox, let's just say. They won PS4 and they're currently leading on PS5. This is the reason they're being very cocky. They're being very confident that they're going to sell these consoles, and they are selling these consoles. But when you look at it 10 years from now, what Xbox is doing, I believe they're going to be leading with the Game Pass, with what they are doing. They're buying, you know, publishers. This is a wake-up call to Sony, and they're sleeping. Because of their sleepiness, they're going to lose. At the moment, they might be leading, they might be very confident, but from their business perspective, it's not looking well. For example, just recently, they've decided to increase the PlayStation Plus, you know, prices. For what reason? Why should a consumer be paying you like $70 or $80, or let's just say in pounds where I live, where we will be paying somewhere around £60 just for the basic multiplayer? So for me to play multiplayer with my friends, I need to pay £60 per year, when that price was pretty much lower beforehand. Luckily for me, like as a consumer, my PlayStation Plus ends on end of January, which kind of means I'm gonna get a discount or January sale. But for other people, they're not fortunate enough for this kind of thing. And when you look at your competition, what Xbox is doing with Game Pass day one launch, and you know, Xbox Cloud, which is really useful, by the way. That's how I played my Starfield. I didn't have Xbox, so I played it on my TV using the cloud. What is PlayStation offering? What was their justification? There is no justification. They just went out and they'd be like, yeah, we're increasing the price of the like PlayStation Plus. This is one of the steps, let's just say, of their stupid business decision. End of the day, no company, regardless whichever you support, whether that is Xbox or PlayStation, they do not give a fuck about you. I don't care how consumer friendly they look, how consumer friendly they do. The only reason they're all like nice or friendly and they do stuff is because they trying to get money. You have to understand this, especially with the console war warriors. Like, at the end of the day, this is business. End of the day, you're a person that they need the money from. So because of this, because Xbox, let's say, is losing, you know, a lot of like the competition, what they really relying on is more consumer friendly approach. For example, you know, how they approach with sharing games, not sharing, but more of cross-gen compatible games, let's just say, while PlayStation is lacking that feature. Let's just say some of the games that's been upgraded to play on Xbox Series X and S is free, while on PlayStation you have to pay extra additional fees. So you see what I'm trying to say here? Because there is no competition, PlayStation is free to fuck around, and their fucking around will cost them a lot in a future run. So this is the reason why I said competition really doesn't matter. We need a real competition to push Sony out of their fucking cookie zone, if that makes sense. If they are not challenged, if they don't feel threatened, they're still going to be increasing the prices, they're still going to be charging you extra, and they are free to do it, and they will continue to do it. So this is the reason we need Xbox to act on it. We need to get them to be more competitive. People don't understand, when you look at Xbox, you know, console warriors and PlayStation console warriors, we do need each other. When you have one company leading and there is no competition, that company will fuck its consumers. The only reason that company is consumer friendly is because they have to attract people. And when you have people attracted, other company will work harder to get the other people. So when there is competition, don't look at it as bad way. It's more convenient. It's better for us as a consumer because we are the winners here. Yes, you might have a game that's not available on your console, which is fair enough. But the thing is, that company will do more than what it takes to please you because they know it's crucial to keep you happy. And when you look at it right now, with the track of, you know, Xbox, what they're doing, it's really important. Yes, Xbox is buying, you know, publishers, which I personally do not like, but what I see what they're doing. Within like 10 years, there's going to be real competition, regardless of whether PlayStation, you know, offers good games or not. There are good games coming to Xbox, and I see Xbox turning tides within 10 years if they go on with this kind of, you know, pace. Obviously they need to do more. Obviously I kind of believe they're going to go for like consoleless soon as well, but we need competition really badly. And with how Xbox is functioning right now, buying publishers, making sure that they're bringing out games is one of the first steps. There's a lot Xbox needs to do, but we need to get them to be more competitive. And once they get competitive, once Sony kind of loses, that's when they will click and say, okay, we need to do more for our consumers. Moving on to the next topic, which is about games. I have no doubt PlayStation is one of the best gaming producers out there. Like, we had such a bangers from God of War to Uncharted to many more games that pretty much like fucking amazed us with the graphic fidelity. No other gaming company has came close to PlayStation's first party games. The problem is not the games itself, it's the business model they're putting on now. If you focus in of all the business talks with PlayStation, they're moving more into, how do you say, live service games. They're making their gaming publishers focus more on live service games, multiplayer games, and we know the reason for this. It's money. Live service games, transactions, they make money. You have to look at it this way. Sony is a business, and business is there to make money. It's normal, it's okay, it's money. They don't do stuff in a goodwill. But What made PlayStation as famous as today, what really carried them on PlayStation 4 era was their single player games. And respectfully, the games have been amazing. With what they are focusing right now, with what I'm seeing is, let's say The Last of Us Factions, and you know, it's a multiplayer game, they really do want to focus on live service because of money. I'm a bit suspicious of that. It's a bit worrying. When you look at Xbox's live service game, for example, Halo Infinite, you know the story on that. It's absolutely fucking garbage. Yeah, the game feels good, but it came out completely useless with barely any content and dry as fuck. Oh, guess what? You can buy a fucking cat ears for £20. £20 for a cosmetic cat ears. You see what I'm trying to say here? They're now kind of bit focusing their shift on live service games, which is a bit questionable. If you do not meet the criteria, if you releasing shit games now, people are not gonna trust you. You have a reputation, and I'm not saying they shouldn't do live service games. They should do live service games, but don't prioritize that. Prioritize what makes you popular, and that is your really awesome story-driven games, the single player. And I'm not really anti-multiplayer game. I want them to make more multiplayer games, but judging their live service games from the ridiculous showcase they put on, like, you know, a few months ago, I'm sorry, but those games are not fucking interesting. And they will not attract to your player base, which really loves your games. Like I said, I will say this again, I would love them to, you know, nail on live service games. I would like them to do something amazing, but from judging from like all the previews I'm seeing, their games that they actually showcase, it's just like those live game services are not interesting, man. They just look like a mobile games. And no disrespect to those you know, devs who making those games. Obviously they're gonna try new stuff and it's fair for us to try it, but I'll tell you this right now. If their live service games are fucking predatory, trying to cash grab people, then there's gonna be a massive fucking problem, because that is when you are actually using your consumer, considering you increase the price of PlayStation Plus, your anti-consumer behavior, for example, charging money for upgrades, like to have a more frames per second. It's dodgy. The showcase they've produced was basically the worst I've seen from PlayStation. I'm sorry, but there is no confidence left in your player base if you show nothing. This is the showcase that you needed to impress your, you know, your consumers. We're in what, third year in our generation, and we barely having anything at the moment. Like, we were expecting to see stuff. What is the future of PlayStation 5? Why, as a PlayStation 5 owner, I should be excited? However, that was shot down with your, what is it, recent showcase and the showcase you had earlier this year. I'm pretty sure they're cooking stuff, but it would have been nice to actually be more confident into the platform that I paid money to and I own, and the service I now pay extra to know what I'm getting into. If you look at our Xbox, which is really good on what they're doing, they're kind of showing you what the future is like. For example, they're going to be releasing this game, we already know, and they release good bangers this month. For example, Starfield is a good game. It's not the best, in my opinion, but it is a still good game. It's a console seller. They sold a lot of consoles. Now they're kind of fucking figuring out. If you release a really big game that really matters, guess what? You're going to sell your consoles. And this is the reason I'm saying tides will shift with Xbox and PlayStation soon, because Xbox kind of is learning now. They need to produce games to sell console, and they're gonna catch up eventually, and I want them to catch up. With that being said, enough rumbling. I think I've spoken too much, but to sum it up, the constant price increase on PlayStation Plus, with them offering you nothing more special, anything special, it's just rising up. With them being very anti-consumer, charging you £10 or whatnot to play games in higher frame rate, even though it should be free, it shouldn't be charged. Even Xbox is doing it for free. Moving on, to their business model, moving on from producing a really well written single player games to moving more into live service games, which is very, 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 very sus behavior. That is very concerning as well. But like I said, one of the biggest concern is them focusing on live service games. Reputation is very, very important, because if you release your live service games and your reputation goes down, it's really hard to recover. If you look at it as Xbox 360, how popular, how important that game console was for Microsoft, then they switched to Xbox One and their marketing disaster has ruined their reputation. And since then, they're still trying to recover from that. Your reputation sticks with you. Like, you have no games, even though they release, let's say, games, people will still know Xbox as they release no games. Reputation is very important and it's the key. But like I said, my main concern is, again, PlayStation is being very cocky at all. It's just like, bruh, do not overtrust yourself. Still, do not lose the hope of your consumers. But other than that, that's my rant on PlayStation and how I don't disagree with their business ideas at the moment. As in, you can never say what's going to happen. Like, things can change, the market changes, I'll be saying this, Sony or PlayStation is going down, but they might be going up. You never know. They still produce really good games. But like I said, I have my concerns, and these are pretty much my opinions on what I actually think about it. But yes, thank you for sticking if you actually listened to this little discussion, I'll say. But like I said, please do like and subscribe, and give me your ideas, give me your comments, give me your opinions. I really do read a lot of the comments I get, even if I do get them. And yeah, be respectful as well. Don't be a dickhead. So yeah, thank you for watching. This is Vasilio. Have a good day or night.